Hi all, welcome to Esquire Technologies. In today's video, we are going to discuss a new tool, that is Talend DI tool. So DI stands for data integration. So when we want to perform the data extraction, transformation and loading the data, which is collected from various data sources, we need to use an ETL tool. So Talend DI is a different ETL tool which gathers the data and we use the tool for the testing purpose. So we are going to use the Talend DI and it will be offering the open studio for data integration and big data. So we use this Talend DI and we create a project and we read the data from the data file which is collected from various data sources in today's video. So let's get started. So when we open the Talend Open Studio for data integration, so the window will be like this. So on the left hand side, we have a pan. So where we can create the job, whichever we want. So initially I've created a project named sample project. And under sample project, I've created two jobs. One is mapping, another one is reading data. And this is the console, main console, where we will be picking and placing our blocks from the palette. So this right hand side will be representing the palette. So under each and every big data or business intelligence, we have a lot of options available where we can just choose the block and place it in the console. And at the bottom, we have the options, so which will be giving the details regarding the component which we are picking from the palette. So, and if you want to run the job, we can go for the run option in order to run the job, what we have done. So in this video, what we are going to see is like, we are just going to take a data from a data source and we are going to read the data which is present in that particular file. So in order to take a data and in order to take the file from a different data source and push it into that particular input data block, we need some block. And that block, we call it as T input delimited block. So either we can choose that input block from the palette, or if you are familiar with that particular input block, we can just type here. So I'm just typing T file since I'm going to make a file as an input, T file. So when I'm typing T file itself, I'm getting a lot of suggestions here. So T file input delimited. Just click on that. So what it does is whatever data we give as a file, as an input into this block, it will be reading the data row by row and it will be storing in that particular block. So T file input delimited will be taking the data file which we force as an input into this. So just click on the icon which is present over there. And at the bottom, you will have 4 options. Okay, just click on the component option. So when you click on the component, what are the options present for this T input delimited block can be found here. So in this block, you will have an option to file name or stream. So here at the corner, we will have a 3 dots where we can just browse and collect the file from different data sources. So I'm just using this 3 dots. I'm picking a file, Mario Kart characters there. So I have a file with the name Mario Kart characters there. Okay, so I'm just using this particular file, which is a CSV file, and I'm loading that into the T file input. And when you come to the bottom, you will have the row separated as /n. So what this meant is each and every row will be separated by a /n operator. So /n operator, what it represents is whenever a next row is starting, that will be started in the new line. So don't change anything. Please keep it as such. And when you go to the field separator, every fields will be separated by a semicolon in the CSV file. So you please don't disturb this also. When you come to the bottom, you will have the header as 0. So whenever we need a header for a particular file, all the column names, whatever we have to make it to appear in the first row of each and every column. So please change the header from 0 to 1. So these are all the changes which we have to make while we are loading a file into the T file input delimited block. And at the top, we will have a schema. edit schema option, just click on the three dots appearing here. So what we are going to do here is like, we are going to add the column names which is present in our input file. It is not necessary that we have to add the same column name which is present over there. Even if we want to make it as a short or something different, we can just type the names over here. So in order to type the column name, just use this plus button. So just click on this button, a new column will be added. Again, if you click on the button, again a new column will be added. And if you want to remove a column, the selected column, already what you have selected, that column, if you want to remove it, just use this red icon, red cross mark. So that particular column will be removed. So let me add some 5 columns here because I have some 5 or 6 column names which is present in my original file. Okay. After typing the column name, you have to define the data type over here. So these things representing the data type, whether it is a string data type or it is an integer or it is a float or decimal, whatever may be. So in order to rename the column name, just click on this. So the new column will be selected. So I'm just going to give the column name, whichever is present in the file. So that particular original column name I'm going to type here. So in the CSV file which I've uploaded, the first column name is character. So the character is nothing but a string type of data. So I'm just using the string type as my data type. So I'm not disturbing it. And the second column is cart. So that is also a string type of data. And the third column is speed. So we have the data for speed in terms of decimal. So I cannot use the string data type. So just click on the type. We will have a drop down. So we can select whatever data type we want. So let me go for the float data type since it is a decimal value. Then we have weight column, and that is also a float data type. So I'm just choosing it from the drop down. And I have 2 more columns to be added. So I'm just using this plus icon to add 2 more columns. So this is handling. So this column is also having the data, which is a decimal data. So I'm just using the float data type. And the last column is environment. So I'm just using ENVI. So I'm using the data type as a string because it is a string data type. So just give OK after that. So now we have loaded all the schemas over here using the edit schema, as well as we have loaded the file. In order to display the output, we need a block which to be present in the console. So in order to display the output, in order to extract the data from the data file which we have loaded and to display the output, we use a block called as tlog_row. Just type here. So this will be displaying the content when we try to run the job, which is present in the input block. So just click on this. So a block will be created. In order to combine or in order to merge these 2 blocks, in order to propagate the data from input to output, we need some connection. So just click on the icon present over here and just click and drag and drop it over here. So now a connection has been established between the input file and that file data has been propagated to the output. That should be propagated to the output. So this will happen when we run the job. So now what we are going to do is like, just click on the tlog_row, that is the output block, which is present in the console, which we call it as tlog_row block. And when we try to click on that, we will have a lot of options like this. So just click on the component. So when you click on the component, we will have the mode of output. Choose a table mode. So what happens is whatever data we have it in the table or whatever data we have it in the file, that will be printed in the form of a table. So table will be more convenient for us to read the data. So always it's better to choose the output block with a component mode as table. So after choosing that, just go to the run and just run the job. We will be able to see the data which is extracted from the input CSV file, which I have given as an input to the T file input delimited block. So you can see here. So this is the character, this is the cart, this is the speed, this is the weight, handling, And what is the environment? So environment is there. So whatever edit schema, in the edit schema option, whatever names I have given, so those names are appearing as a column headers. You can see here. So this will be appearing as a column headers. And these data are mapped from the input file which we have taken. So this is how a data has been read from an input file which we feed it into the T file input delimited block. Thank you.